Early morning, Dhemaji, Assam. A phone is ringing persistently, waiting for someone to pick up to break the news of a terrible tragedy. An average family home in Karawal Nagar, Delhi, blissfully unaware that 4 of the 5 people who had gone on a once-in-a-lifetime holiday were not coming back, ever. Along the backwaters of the Arapoda River, near Lazy Lagoon, Baga, in Goa, the smouldering remains of a nightclub.
Flames erupted.
Fire basically took place.
How did this club function?
The murderously familiar cocktail of negligence.
A blast and an inferno at a nightclub in Goa, 25 people dead and 100 questions hanging fire. In the aftermath of the inferno, the Goa police issued lookout notices against nightclub owners Saurav and Gaurav Luthra. They strongly suspected that the duo would attempt to flee the country. As a precautionary measure, all airports and police stations across the country were alerted. But the lookout notice came late. At 5:30 a.m. on Sunday, barely hours after the blaze at their nightclub, the Luthra brothers were already airborne. Headed to Phuket, in Thailand, on Indigo flight 6E1073. The Goa police team that had reached Delhi, armed with an arrest warrant, were left empty-handed. Late on Saturday evening, when the Luthra brothers, owners of Birch, were still in Goa, a cracker had set fire to their nightclub. A fire so sudden and devastating that within minutes it had snuffed out 25 lives. Diganta Patir was just 22 years old. He had moved to Goa a year ago from distant Dhemaji in Assam. He was a cook at the ill-fated nightclub that caught fire. It was his family in Assam that received the phone call to inform them that their son was gone forever.
गैस ब्लास्टिंग में इस दुनिया से चला गया। ये तो बहुत दुख का बात है। तो अभी क्या करेगा वो, तो उसका खाली सिर्फ माँ ही है, माँ है, कोई नहीं है, माँ है और छोटा सा एक भैया है।
Vinod Joshi, along with his wife and 3 sisters-in-law, had travelled to Goa on Friday. It was to be a dream vacation for this family from Karawal Nagar in Delhi. But that terrible evening, Bhavna Joshi could only watch helplessly as her husband Vinod and her 3 sisters, Kamala, Anita and Saroj, got trapped by the flames. They died like 21 others, most of them suffocated to death. Bhavna herself narrowly escaped, having been caught up in the rush of the fleeing crowds. she got separated from the rest of her family as the panicked guests fled the burning building. It saved her life. According to eyewitnesses, the fire at Birch by Romeo Lane in Goa's Arapura village started around 1 am. At the time, about 100 people were having a great time at the venue, some 25 kilometers from Goa's capital, Panaji. Eyewitnesses say the fire started from electronic flower pot crackers used in the club. Sparks from these crackers came in contact with the decorative bamboo ceiling of the club and then caught fire. Chaos followed. The entire complex turned into an inferno in 5 minutes. The club was in fumes. The fire led to a stampede as people tried to flee. While many of the guests and staff did manage to escape, some fled towards the basement downstairs where they got trapped as the fire cut them off from any escape. After fire engines managed to put out the flames, 25 bodies were found. The preliminary investigation into the Arapura nightclub tragedy revealed that of the 25 victims, 23 had no visible burn injuries. Only 2 were badly charred. The rest had suffocated to death. Those who died were trapped in the basement or underground kitchen, areas lacking adequate ventilation or emergency exits. There was reportedly no way out once smoke filled the space. The nightclub Birch is located near the backwaters of the Arapura River and has a narrow entry and exit. It even promoted itself as an island club and is connected to the main road through narrow lanes. Lanes that proved inaccessible when the fire tenders came. The firefighters had to stop some 400 meters away from the blaze. The club had only 2 exit gates, narrow exits, wooden interiors, and combustible furniture contributed to rapid smoke buildup and prevented timely escape. The tragedy in Goa wasn't primarily a burn disaster, it was a smoke disaster.
मैंने प्रिलिमिनरी जब इंक्वायरी की तब उस क्लब में कुछ तो इंसिडेंट के वजह से ऊपर आग लगी और आग लगने के बाद यानी वेरी कंजेस्टेड डोर्स थे, उससे कुछ लोग बाहर आ गए और आग भड़कने के बाद बाकी लोग बाहर नहीं आ सके। बाकी लोग जो अंडरग्राउंड एरिया में जाके गए, अंडरग्राउंड वेंटिलेशंस वहाँ पे न होने के कारण सफोकेशन के वजह से बाकी लोगों की मृत्यु हो गई है।
Goa has over the years become something of an international destination for epic parties, like a Phuket or a Bali or Ibiza. In the 1990s, party in Goa became a global fad and the tiny state began to attract increasing number of ravers and fun seekers from around the world. While the mega trance raves of the late 1990s is now memory, Goa still remains a hot favorite for both domestic and international visitors seeking fun times, repetitive beats, and a chance to let their hair down.
It's an beaches which bring people to Goa at day, but at the night it's the nightlife which attract people to stay after the sunset. This industry wove into the identity of a state which also heavily depends on the rule which often been stretched. But the image which has been created since a long time of old Goa is drug and party paradise, but is less true now. But some incidents and some lapses make this again a narrative which is coming to people's mind.
According to travel websites and tourist brochures, the best time to party in Goa is between November and March. Advertised as one of the best places to visit in December, Goa beaches and nightclubs leading up to Christmas and then New Year's turns into 24/7 party destinations. This popularity and crush during season time, coupled with petty corruption and lack of administrative rigor, has also meant the cutting of corners when it comes to safety norms.
Proper policies to be made for the tourist that जो गोवा जाते हैं वहाँ पे गोवंस को भी ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि यार आपके यहाँ लोग आ रहे हैं एज अ गेस्ट यू शुड टेक केयर ऑफ देम देयर शुड बी अ प्रॉपर हेल्पलाइन फॉर द टूरिस्ट और टूरिस्ट की बात को सीरियसली लिया जाए स्पेशली द वुमेन्स बिकॉज वुमेन्स सेफ्टी इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन द कंट्री राइट नाउ.
The FIR in the current incident noted that the nightclub did not have an emergency exit door on the ground floor, as well as on the deck floor, to evacuate in case of emergency. It was also said to be operating without proper permissions and licenses.
Right now we are standing just outside the Burj Club. This is a very place where that unfortunate tragedy took place, in which what we have seen that 25 lives have been lost. So if you see, there were certainly several violations that took place inside this very club, and right now the investigation is currently underway. Whenever Goa tries to come out of that nightlife culture, what we have seen that in order to bring out the culture and cuisine, such kind of violations basically limits that. So if you see at the end of it, what we see that it's the common people and the visitors who come over here bears the brunt of it.
The Goa Inferno is only the latest in a series of devastating fire incidents where lives are lost because rules are bent and building safety norms are ignored. In just the past 18 months, there have been 3 major fire incidents at places where people gathered to party. In May 2024, an amusement park arcade in Rajkot, Gujarat was the site of a tragedy. A fire broke out at the TRP game zone that investigations later revealed happened due to corrupt practices and sheer negligence. The amusement park had been operating illegally in a residential area for 4 years without even the basic necessary no objection certificate. The massive fire that claimed 35 lives was caused when welding sparks fell on and ignited plastic and fuel stored on the premises. At the time of the fire, the amusement park was bustling with visitors, mostly families with children enjoying their school summer vacations. In April 2025, a blaze in central Kolkata left 15 people dead. The fire started at around 8:15 p.m. in the evening, first detected in a room close to the kitchen on the first floor of the Rituraj Hotel. Flames and smoke soon engulfed the entire building in the Bara Bazaar business district of the city. At the time, with the 45-room hotel running on full capacity, there were about 50 people on the premises. 15 of them never managed to leave. When the fire was finally put out and rescuers went in, they found most of the dead in the staircase of the hotel, having suffocated because of a lack of oxygen. Just a month after the Kolkata hotel blaze, a fire in Hyderabad killed 17 people, including 8 children and 5 women who had gathered to celebrate a family event. The fire broke out in a 3-story building near Hyderabad's iconic Charminar, when a display cabinet of a pearl shop on the ground floor short-circuited. The fire spread rapidly because of the wooden interiors of the century-old building. Once again, most of the dead died because of smoke inhalation. The single narrow entrance to the building had decided the destiny of the victims. The windows in the house were closed due to the use of air conditioners, and with no outlet for the smoke, the building turned into a gas chamber.
early morning, two sisters had gone out for a morning walk, and the others were all at home resting. And that's when the fire happened in the electric shop circuit. Then the shop caught fire. We are told two of the shops, including Modi Pearls, belong to the family. And as soon as that fire started erupting, there is a compressor that also burst, and there is a huge smoke that came out, and that smoke kind of became a gas chamber, a death trap for people who were inside.
Four days after the fire and 3 days after the Luthra brothers had fled the country, justice in the form of a bulldozer descended on their second property in Goa. In Delhi, having missed the Luthra brothers, the police took into custody Ajay Gupta, one of the owners of Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub in Goa. A lookout notice had been issued against Gupta after the Goa police failed to find him at his residence. He was arrested when he got himself admitted to the Institute of Brain and Spine in Delhi's Lajpat Nagar. When asked about his involvement, the co-owner of the nightclub claimed he was merely a sleeping partner in the enterprise.
मैडम दरवाजा खोलिए.
The hunt is on to apportion blame. 25 people are dead. The police are treating this as a case of culpable homicide, not amounting to murder, negligence, and acts endangering safety. In the initial burst of action, 4 staff members, including the manager of the nightclub, were arrested. Property of the Luthras were bulldozed, and officials from multiple government departments involved in issuing permits and licenses to the club were summoned for questioning to examine potential compliance lapses and procedural violations. Goa's State Disaster Management Authority has issued an advisory for nightclubs, restaurants, bars, event venues and similar establishments, laying down several measures for fire safety and crowd control. The advisory has asked the establishments to ensure functional smoke and heat detectors, alarms, sprinklers, hydrants, hose reels, and serviced extinguishers. Most of these measures are those which by default should already be there. No one knows how much of that will be adhered to. But for now, the party must go on. Till the next inferno, till the next tragedy, till the next death breaks the trance, before the cycle begins once again.